This is the Motorcopchronicles podcast with the midweek news. Join your hosts, Iceman and Holstera, two law enforcement professionals ready to offer their unfiltered opinions on the latest news from the world of law enforcement. No filters, no edits. So be warned, the content may be upsetting to some listeners. Sit down and hold up. This may get a little bumpy.
Welcome back to Wednesday night. We got a lot of stories to talk about tonight. I put a couple, I think maybe two funny ones in there, maybe.
Yeah, one or two.
Rest of them are kind of not funny. Pisses me off. So that's a good chance I may get a little angry in a little bit, and rant, but we're kind of used to it. Let's get this out the way in the beginning. I hear you're supposed to do this in the beginning. So if you're watching on YouTube, you need to like and subscribe to us up there. Hit the little bell. You get alerted when we go live. Also, if you're on listening on the podcast platform, on Apple, give us a 5-star review. Write us a review. I'll read it out loud. If you'd like to be a guest, best way to get in touch is to email. Best way. So after all that's said and done, let's get on with it. Because I put down a whole bunch of stories tonight. The first one is a feel-good story that I like. I don't know what Holstera's doing over there, but he's moving his arm around all funny. Anyway, the first one is the cops get called. The cops get called to a Texas man's house over his Halloween decoration. I'm gonna pull this little picture up right here. Picture one. Anyway, I think they've already been called like 2 or 3 times already this year. It's the picture. It's a damn good Halloween.
It is. You guys have probably seen it on TikTok if you guys have a TikTok.
I think I have a little news article that goes with it. Video.
Display has returned to the lower Greenville area of Dallas, and it's gorier and bloodier than ever. Now, we do want to warn you that some of the staged images are disturbing.
It's been a work in progress over the years.
I like the Beetlejuice jacket he's got on.
Most would say this grisly Halloween display strikes fear.
The blood was running a little thin since the rain.
But for Stephen Novak,
I take full responsibility.
the homeowner and mastermind behind the bloody display,
You can't overdo it. In your blood fountain,
You can never have too much blood in a blood fountain.
he says his gory yard
Blood
art,
fountains are
it's
great.
joyous. It brings a lot of joy my way, and it really, really makes me happy.
many of his neighbors love his
me
elaborate
happy, too.
dedication to all things
love it.
savage.
I'm making it up as I go.
But not all his neighbors have agreed his violent display sparks joy.
A couple of years ago, we had a crazy neighbor over there. Well, I don't know if she's crazy, but she was not pleased by anything. The Dallas Marathon would come through, and she would come outside and yell at him. And when I started doing this, I knew, boy, I'm going to trigger that lady. And she didn't fail. She got the police on the horn like right away.
And though his
I love
decor
this guy
may
already.
depict multiple crimes that he says neighborhood kids helped him dream up, he's not actually committing any.
So the guy on the roof, he's responsible for the safe. He dropped it. Then the kids came by again and asked me, well, how did he get up there? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, well, they've got a point. So that's where the ladder guy came from. He brought it up there, and well, it didn't work out for him.
So if you want a fright, stop by his spine-chilling house at night. He says you'll have
I was going to stop it. It just goes on about that.
That's awesome.
I think it's funny that they've called the cops. Freebird had let me know in this local area where I live, the local sheriff's office got called about a Halloween decoration. I told Bam we need to go look at it because the neighbors and some people called and complained because he did a Halloween decoration with the skeletons all out in his yard, like at a strip club on the poles.
That was y'all?
And they did one over here, and they're like animated and everything. And it's like, ain't nothing you can do about it. He ain't doing nothing wrong. Right. Hey, kudos to the guy for having some imagination.
I thought you
Stop
were going to say
being.
the one down the road from you is the Griswold,
Stop.
where it's got the guy hanging off the ladder.
No. Stop being a bunch of what's the word? The Karens or whatever, or Richards. I mean, I recently, couple 3 months ago or so, had some people in the trailer park next to me call about a Halloween decoration, and I just leave out in a tree. I got accused of some things that I wasn't doing at all, and no, you right, Lewis. You can't have nothing in your trees no more. I mean, you have one mannequin hanging, a blow up person hanging out of a tree, and they want to accuse you of doing racist stuff when you're not doing it. But he will be going back up, dressed up as a clown with a metal sign on his neck saying, "I'm a clown, Karen, mind your own fucking business." So he will be going back up, trust me. So, but that's just a feel good story. Kudos to that guy. And fuck all them people that keep calling and bitching and complaining about it. Mind your own damn business, people. It ain't hurting you. Absolutely. Don't look at it. If you don't want to look at it, don't look at it. The man's probably spent thousands of freaking dollars on this shit.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that blood shit ain't cheap.
No, all the mannequins and all that stuff, no. So, anyway, that's that one. It's a little short one. The second one, I find it funny. I don't know if everybody else will. Yes, you're right. It was just a blow-up doll, but it didn't have any love openings with it. No love opening. I will have to borrow one of those from you. Just wash it first. Wash it.
No, I got to use off Craigslist.
Well, you can find very cheap love dolls on Facebook Marketplace.
What happened in your life that seems to be something you needed to go search for?
I didn't search for it. Anyway, this next one, I think I sent it to you. I got a picture.
2 Louisiana man?
Yeah, 2 Louisiana men. They some manses. You want to read it?
Yeah, it's name 5-1.
I do have a picture of these menses. Not dishwasher.
Is it a super short story?
Yeah, it's not very long at all.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm not seeing.
No, it's short as hell, but it's just good. See these fellas right here? If you watching live, wonderful, 2 upstanding. These are future politicians right there.
I thought that dude on the left was OJ for a minute.
Or law enforcement professionals. The way the shit's going. So,
these are those social workers I told you about.
Yeah.
All right, 2 Louisiana men arrested for allegedly buying a gun and then using it to rob the seller. Okay, that's not what I thought it said. Opelousas, Louisiana.
Opelousas. It's Opelousas, not Opelousas.
Homo, Louisiana. 2 Opelousas men have been arrested on armed robbery charges for a Saturday, October 9th incident, according to police. Nahayam Hogan's 18 and Sean, just fucking Sean Oakley, 19, both face 1 charge of armed robbery. Opelousas police chief Martin said the 2 are accused of trying to buy a gun and then immediately using the gun to rob the seller to get their money back. This is some Grand Theft Auto bullshit. Opelousas police urge anyone with information on the crime activity to contact them. Crime Stoppers, all that good stuff. $1,000 reward. Jesus.
So, moral of the story: if you're gonna sell somebody a gun, and if they're looking at it, make sure you don't give him any bullets to go.
Yeah, don't sell them the bullets. Jesus. But that reminds me of that video game, Grand Theft Auto, where you pay for a hooker and then you run her over and get your money back.
Yeah. Let me see that gun. Yeah, that's a good game. Give me my money back, bitch. So I just thought that was funny. That's them 2 fellas up there. They were some smart criminals. They might have had the gun and the guy knew it didn't have no bullets in it and be like, yeah, I'm not giving you nothing because there are no bullets in that gun. But get the jab and the felons drop off. That's right. Yeah, they did have a thing, I believe, recently. Was that in Baton Rouge or something I read? That where if you went and got the, I'm going to use Officer Brandon Tatum's word on it. If you go get, because you got to watch what you say because they'll kick you off of YouTube and Facebook if you see that if you went and got the ouchie Fauci, that they would expunge your record. I don't know if it was only certain felonies, but if you went and got the ouchie fouchie, that they would expunge your record. I guess the whole $100 thing that the state was doing wasn't working. I'm like, because the state was
don't get me wrong. Some of these boys that can get that, entirely expunged record. That's a reset on life, man.
Oh yeah, but I don't know what type of felonies or what they would expunge. I know if you walked in there, with 3 counts of aggravated rape and one charge of dog molestation, if they're going to take that off your record or something like that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, some of these Democrat cities, that's not below them.
That is dead true. All right, this next one, I guess I'll pull it up. There's no pictures, nothing on it. There's a local one too. We recently had an escape. Let me get it on up here. We had an escape from the juvenile detention center. Five juvenile. Of course, I think only one of them was young. Most of them were like 17, which because they changed the freaking law. You're right. Let's go, Brandon. Because they broke the law. Now, at 17, you get to get a juvenile jail. Anyway, these 5 kids, I think one of the guards got a concussion. They had a shank. They ended up stealing a car and leaving. All of them are back in custody now. The problem is if you go back, I don't know how many episodes back, I talked about this kid that had an ankle monitor that was he was under house arrest because he's a juvenile for a murder, and they caught him in a park trying to buy another gun. Well, guess what? One of these kids was the one that escaped, helped beat up the guards and escaped this time. This is they learned past Friday. 5 teens who escaped from the Baton Rouge Juvenile Detention Center Thursday night all had violent backgrounds. Go figure. All 5 were being held on murder, attempted murder, and violent gun charges. These are
upstanding citizens.
Future politicians also. Police chiefs and mayors and stuff like that. I think, what was that, Houston's looking for a new one? 2 were identified by law enforcement because they're 18 now. They were Malachi Williams and Jordan Pugh. Williams is still on the run. Now, I think they have caught all of them now, I think. I'm not sure. Don't put money on it. Jordan Pugh was scheduled for a 9 a.m. Monday court appearance. He missed that court appearance. I don't know if they got him for FTA or something. I guess he did. He didn't make that court appearance.
I figured he'd have been there early.
Xavier Cade, he was the one implicated in 2019 murder, and he shot an old lady under for a carport while he was trying to rob her.
I think we talked about that.
That's the kid that got caught in the park because he was on house arrest for the murder of this lady, and he snuck out the house. He somehow figured out how to do something with the ankle monitor, and they caught him again trying to buy another gun while he was on house arrest. Now he escaped. So
I hope that they don't get caught until they're over 18.
I hope they will. No, I think they are caught now, but these kids. They're charging them as the charges have for the murders are at juveniles, and you can see what kind of people is going to be let back out of jail by when they're 21 and back on the street. So, just buy some bulletproof vests because these motherfucking dirtbag little kids are going to end up killing somebody. They've already killed people. Most of them. They're going to kill more people and more people. Yeah. I don't know. I'd say that's some good parenting skills. They were raised up in a good, wholesome home.
Are you down south?
Would you just like to blame it on video games?
Oh, I'm tired of them damn people.
You want to blame it on video games? Did I send you that article on from NYPD with that new order they got?
The Albany polls?
Yes. This is a fucked up story, people. This one here, my sister actually sent me this one, and I saw that and I was like, holy fuck. So
To be fair, this is the same department that lets people get shot and just walk away. All right. Albany polls. NYPD order cops to do nothing as drug addicts shoot up. Right. New York City Governor Kathy Hochul. What the fuck is up with these last names? Signed a bill last week decriminalizing the possession or sale of heroin needles. Just the needles or heroin itself? I mean, that's a big jump.
I don't think they're like selling, legalizing,
like hot
selling
shots is what they're called.
Selling the drugs, but they decriminalized the paraphernalia.
Yay. All right. New York City's war on drugs is over. The junkies won. Well off, yeah. The New York Police Department, NYPD, waved the white flag last week upon orders to surrender from Albany, directing officers to let drug addicts freely shoot up on city streets and even let them share needles. Dear Lord. Effective immediately, members of the service should not take any enforcement actions against individuals who possess hypodermic needles, even when it contains residue of a controlled substance, states a director to NYPD commanders, issued last Friday and obtained by the Post. Senate Bill 2523 cited in the order to street cops, decriminalization and possession or sale of hypodermic needles and syringes commonly used by addicts to inject drugs such as heroin. This law says, stick a needle in your arm, pump your body full of poison, and lose your life, said Senator Andrew Lanza, Republican, Staten Island. One of the few NYC lawmakers who oppose this legislation. The law says to people suffering addiction that New York has given up on you, that New York doesn't care about you. Now, I only agree with that if they immediately removed Narcan from the streets, but I guarantee they didn't. Okay, the measure... sponsored by State Senator Gustavo. Of course, he's a Democrat. This
New
outrageous
York, they're all
rail.
Democrats.
Yeah, this shit keeps going. But either way, welcome to the new California, New York. That's wow.
They say the homeless people are already shitting in the streets over there. I believe all over the place. Taxpayers pay for the safe space of the dope up. It's insane. Now, are they just gonna have to give out Narcan? I mean, it's like the cops walking past. Dude, oh look, he's shooting some dope. Oh, okay, you have a nice day, Mr. Homeless Dopehead Man. This is the same place that suspended the cops now that saw the dude accidentally shoot himself with his own gun in his leg and then got in trouble because they say he didn't run over there and help him fast enough. They just kind of watched him hop around and shit. But you're letting people kill themselves, sticking needles with drugs in their arms. Don't intervene. Let them use the drugs.
I think me and you've already had this long conversation about this. I do not understand how Narcan is free to a junkie, but diabetes medicine costs hundreds of dollars. An EpiPen costs hundreds of dollars.
Well,
it makes no sense.
The Salt Lakers over here in the comments, I know you can't see it, host there, said maybe we could just donate all the old Pfizer needles.
Amen. Let's go with that.
That's.
We pay double for AIDS needles.
I'm all there, right there. It's freaking ridiculous. He just fucking shot himself. New York was supposed to be, what does it used to be called? The Big Apple?
There's something going on with your forehead.
I know it's a glare or something. I don't know. It's a light. Just leave it alone.
You're fading away.
I'm disappearing here. I'm mad tonight, so I'm just gonna put this one. I want to change myself because I'm an angry person, and we're just gonna do this one anyway.
Jesus.
Yes. Now that's what I'm looking like now, right there. Because it's an angry show. Now I don't have a shiny forehead. How's that? Now I just look like Satan himself because I'm pissed off about all these stupid ass people. Well, it's one. I look half machine. It's one thing, you know. They're trying to force everybody to get the ouchie Fauci because they want everybody to live and nobody to die. But it's okay to shove drugs into your system that you don't know what you're putting into you.
I mean, don't get me wrong. If you make that personal choice, that is on you. But the problem is doing it in front of small children and stuff. That shit ain't okay.
It makes no sense. It's stupid.
And Melissa, he is half machine. Yeah.
I'll be back. Terminator.
Okay.
The countdown started again. I see that. I'm sorry about it. I had to have technical difficulties going on. So, anyway.
Yeah, we're counting down.
I'm counting down to when all the dopehead people are just going to die.
In 3 minutes? Shit.
3 minutes, they're all going to die.
Rent's fit to be really cheap in New York.
It is. It is cheap as hell. So I've still got a shiny forehead. So I don't know what's going on with my lighting situation over here.
What the fuck?
I don't know. My forehead's just going to be. My forehead's just going to be.
Sam needs to put some.
I need me some
baby powder on your forehead.
I need some of that powder on my head, please.
That's
please.
it. I love this next one.
Yeah, you want to read it? No, I'll read it. It's my turn. You just read it.
It's your turn.
It's my turn to read this story. I look like a
baby.
No, I can do the baby. I'm gonna do the baby if I can find it. Where'd I put the baby at?
One of these days, my shit's gonna work.
Where'd I put the baby at? Yeah, you having issues with yours, wasn't you?
As soon as I open it, it crashes my Skype.
Oh, I wonder why.
Shit keeps dinging over here. It's like ding.
I don't know where the baby's at. I got the baby. I just don't know where I put the baby. So
it's okay.
So anyway, I'm back to kind of normal looking. This next story here was quite funny. I think this one, I believe, is no, this is a story out of Colorado. I thought it was local Louisiana, but it's not. It's out of Colorado. But as stupid as motherfucker is, he said, Salt Lake said, don't you know they plan to vaccinate small children with an untested gene-altering vaccine? I
don't want to get too much into the specifics of it.
I can't say too much, but we'll get zapped off of here.
Well, yeah, we can only discuss about other stories that were previously covered.
This came on from this story here is from Adams County, Colorado. A man was arrested after allegedly. I love that word, allegedly. It's always allegedly. You know, he was caught in the stolen vehicle, but he allegedly was in the stolen vehicle. He allegedly stole a U-Haul truck. Like those are where I work at. A few months back, we had a chase of people in a stolen U-Haul truck. I don't know what the people want to run from the cops in U-Haul trucks for. I don't think they're built for speed.
Like the pickup truck, I understand, but the box truck, that's stupid.
Anyway, this guy who stole the U-Haul in the stolen U-Haul truck, he called the cops. He called 911 while the cops were chasing him, and asked the 911 operator if she would tell the cops to please stop chasing him. So it said the stolen U-Haul was parked at a convenience store when it was found by the Adams County Sheriff's deputy Saturday around 4:40 a.m. Deputies said the driver sped off when they walked up to the vehicle. They said while being followed down the road, the driver called police dispatch to ask why he was being chased and if the deputies would please stop chasing him. They said no.
This isn't Chicago.
And they didn't have to ask permission from their supervisor before they chased you, correct? And they used spike strips and deflated the tires and stopped him. I don't know what, can y'all use Duo? I'm not sure what that is, Bronson.
Google Duo.
Oh, I don't know I'm computer illiterate. I do my best just with this shit teaching. Anyway, guess what happened to the guy?
He was released on bail.
No, they arrested him. But
well, I mean, he was only allegedly driving.
He allegedly was in the stolen. Yeah, he was only allegedly. The funny thing is he called the cops on the cops to say, please stop chasing me. which has happened. I had that happen to me way back in my career when I was in uniform still. We had a felony stop on the interstate. They had like 4 or 5 people in this vehicle, and we were getting them out at gunpoint. We had the interstate shut down. They were surrounded. They had cops in the median and everything else. And the people, they had an older lady in the car. She actually called 911 and said, "The cops are behind me. What should I do? They have guns out." And the dispatcher says, "Whatever they tell you to."
Right.
But she called 911 on us. So.
Thank God it wasn't Precious. She'd be like, reach underneath your seat real fast and pull out something sharp.
Yeah, call me back later. Click. Oh, Precious. I wonder, are they ever going to catch Precious? I guarantee you Precious still in the
They're
city.
going to drop the charges.
If y'all don't know who Precious is was a 911 dispatcher for the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office who was like.
Now she works in.
She was hanging up. Wave your phone out the window. Yeah. I don't think that's going to work very well for him at all. So, but anyway.
Just with all these damn commercials.
That's commercials. Let's see.
Next, and a 19-year-old man.
Next. What do we have next?
19-year-old man arrested for mass shooting.
Yes, this is one of my. I kind of said something about Sunday when we were talking about one that did not hit the national news story.
Well, of course not.
It was it was a mass shooting. Go ahead and read it, and we'll pull up his picture.
All right. He'll pull up this outstanding gentleman's photo here in a moment. 19-year-old man arrested for a mass shooting at a high school football game, shooting 2 children. I bet you he only got $7,000 bond. Anyway, a man was arrested in connection with the Friday mass shooting at an Alabama. Never mind, he's getting a life sentence. Alabama high school football game that left 5 people injured, one of them critically. That man is 19-year-old Jay Scott. At least he's got a decent last name. Jay Scott, 19-year-old man, was arrested in Mobile, Alabama.
You just said that
and is being charged with 5 counts of attempted murder. Scott reportedly opened fire at Alabama high school football game, leaving 5 players injured, including 2 minor children. One of 5 is in critical condition. I guess he was really worried about losing that bet, eh? Let's see. Shots rang out shortly after 10 p.m. at the Ladd Peoples Stadium, where the Vigor High School Wolves were taking on the Williams High School Mighty Lions, and apparently a Glock. I did not know this, but metal detectors are all around the stadium after a shooting in 2019. I'm not sure how Scott was able to pass a detector with a gun, but that is something the state has to look into. I can tell you exactly how he did it. He threw it over the fence, walked through the gate, and went around and picked it up. It's the same way I would do it. Those things outdoors never work.
The outside metal detectors you're talking about?
Yeah, because usually, like even at a football game, baseball game, monster truck rally, bull riding, any shit like that, you have essentially 10 to 12 foot chain link fence all the way around it. And then, so obviously, I could throw anything over that fence, a soda, a gun.
Yeah, that's true.
And then you get to the security checkpoint, you go through it, I ain't got nothing on me. And then you go, I got to go to the bathroom. And you cut back along the fence line, pick it up. That's the stupidest shit I've ever seen. That's why it's,
Well, at least he's not smiling and happy in the picture.
Well, yeah, usually when we see them, they're all like, yay.
Yeah, really. Like that. They smile like that.
Yeah. Hot nuts.
Anyway, nobody. This I did not see this nowhere on the national media anywhere at all. Nowhere. Another mass shooting. But go figure. And he's 19 years old. It's plumb ridiculous.
This next one's just fucking bullshit.
I read that and I was like, really? Yeah. That's why it's not really cop related, but I had to throw that one in there because it was.
It kind of is because there was 2 sides to that, one anti and one pro.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
just
Leo.
It was just this next one's just it's crazy because people are stupid. This is one of those stupid ass stories too.
Yep.
So,
woman that sued McDonald's for the hot coffee made millions. What can I say?
Yeah, she did. Let me go back and find where I put this story at.
Oh, God.
What? Did I lose it?
I could read 2 in a row if you can't find it.
No, I can find it. I sent it to you because I have way too many stories I download. 5 teams.
That sounds like an excuse.
It's not an excuse. I'm full of excuses. Thomas says he was about to lose on the over-under bet and had to end the game.
Exactly.
He definitely ended the game.
Oh, right. God, what was that football movie back in the late 90s that had the football? As soon as it started off, the guy was running and he pulls a pocket knife out and everybody had tried to tackle him. He kept
that wasn't a pocket knife. You're talking about the last Boy Scout when that dude, they said his name was Billy Cole, and he was running for a touchdown and started shooting people.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Anyway, this news story is from WASAU from October 15th. And it reads, headlines, white nationalists deputized by Kenosha police lead to a deadly shooting lawsuit. We all know this is related to that Kyle Rittenhouse stuff. This is by Brad Brooks. A man shot by U.S. teenager Kyle Rittenhouse during a racial justice protest in Wisconsin. I thought it was just like a block party they set buildings on fire so they could.
It was mostly peaceful.
So they could do s'mores. I mean, because s'mores are delicious. You know, I mean, that's why you set a building on fire so you can make s'mores, right? You got to use the Hershey bar too. Let me get back to this story. I'm getting off topic. Anyway, they have filed a lawsuit against the local law enforcement. He accuses them of deputizing a roving militia of white nationalists. Gage, however you say this last name, I have no idea. It looks German. Filed the lawsuit in federal court on Thursday. He was one of the people shot by Rittenhouse, because we all saw that video, and he was just totally innocent, wasn't he?
And I'll tell you what, that Rittenhouse's accuracy with an AR is, I would never want to go against that guy.
It was not a mistake that Kyle Rittenhouse would kill 2 people and maim a third that evening. So this guy's the one that lived. I think he must have the one that got shot
in the hand.
Yeah, got his arm all fucked up and stuff. Anyway,
that was the one that had a gun to his head, I thought.
He had a gun, yeah, or something was trying to do it, but he's the victim. Don't be mean to the victim. What's wrong with you?
What I always tell people, if you're being attacked, don't let the son of a bitch walk away, because then you're going to get sued.
It was a Black Lives Matter riot. It was not according to this person. I know what it was. The shooting occurred at protest that followed the police shooting of Jacob Blake, a black man who blah, 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 blah. The Jewish Justice Department said last week it will not pursue federal criminal charges against the white Kenosha officer who shot Jacob Blake. I read that story. I didn't talk about it. But the guy that shot and killed Jacob Blake, there's going to be no federal charges against him. So,
did you say the Jewish Justice League?
The Jewish Justice? No. Still on Facebook probation. Can't watch on Facebook. Aaron, I'm on YouTube. No, it's Aaron. Aaron, you can go on YouTube and watch it if you want.
Yeah.
If not, unless you're on YouTube probation too. And Aaron, I did figure out tonight earlier, we worked on it. Next time you come on, I will actually be able to bring you in the picture.
You in that glorious Hawaiian t-shirt.
Yeah, you got to wear that Hawaiian shirt again, though. Anyway, Rittenhouse is awaiting trial in November on charges of first-degree intentional homicide, which first-degree reckless homicide, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, this stupid motherfucker, the one that got shot, is suing the police department because somebody else shot him. Somebody else shot him, and now he wants to sue the cops over it because he's a victim. That's what you do. And this face thing looks like I have like so much hair coming out my nose. It's ridiculous. It's almost scary. That's what I'm doing, just commenting here. Oh, okay, I got you. If you comment on YouTube, I can still see it on.
Yeah, he can. Here. I can't.
He just can't see it. But yeah, this dude is a fucking complete moron. Stop laughing.
No, it's my best friend. Yeah.
But this is the world we live in, a victimhood now. Everybody's a victim. I attacked a guy with a gun. Guy shot me with his gun, and so I'm going to sue the cops because it's their fault I got shot with a gun when I was attacking somebody with a gun. I don't know.
Got a noble idea. Don't pull a fucking gun.
Yeah. Don't go after people with guns, and you might not get shot by the people with guns because you're stupid.
Does this next story need bail money?
Which story would that be?
The edibles.
Oh yeah, go ahead and start reading that. That's a good story right there. Yeah,
she's a high-end candidate for the hot nuts. Let me tell you now.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now. She's got my vote. This is my vote for the hot nuts. I'm sorry.
See, I seen this story too, but it wasn't law enforcement related, so I didn't send it to you, and I just read it and was like, "Holy fuck!"
I got a picture of it. Let me pull a picture.
Yep, throw it up there and let everybody add it to their spank bank.
Pay for it.
Teacher fired and arrested after elementary school students found her edibles. All right. An elementary school teacher was arrested after a student allegedly chose a pack of cannabis edibles from the classroom reward box. Victoria Farish Wise, 27, was fired as a teacher. No shit. As a teacher at Rocky Creek Elementary School in South Carolina, was charged with possession of a Schedule I drug. Jesus. Okay, yeah, their laws ain't as easy as ours. Authorities in Lexington County say that when the student picked the edible, the teacher took them away and told the youngster to take something else. But when the child picked another treat, he allegedly grabbed a second pack of edibles. How the fuck did this happen? We become involved in this case 23rd of September after receiving word a Rocky Creek Elementary School student picked a pack of marijuana edibles out of the box full of candy. Weeze uses to reward students, said Lexington County Sheriff Jay Kuhn. Now, if the teacher took them away, how did they? Hopefully, they'll tell us.
I think she had another pack in there. She must have had like a whole bucket full of edibles.
She must have ate like 10 of them and went to school and was like, "These are fucking great. The kids are gonna love them."
This will knock them little bastards out.
Right, exactly.
So.
Detectives confirmed during the interview that Weeze took the pack of edibles from the student and told him to pick something else from the box. The student went back to the box and happened to grab another pack of edibles. No students ate any of the products. It wouldn't matter if they did. The shit ain't dangerous. Edibles, which are illegal in the state, are a candy or food product that contains marijuana or the drug's physical ingredient, THC.
It's the good stuff.
No child, and I love how they keep harping this, no child ate any of the edibles during the September incident, school officials say. Miss Weeze was placed on administrative leave after law enforcement notified the school district. Police say that they searched the teacher's home the day after the incident and found packets of edibles similar to the ones picked by the students. So, in other words, the students had to have a parent that also was on these, in other words, to be able to identify that. But either way, the safety of our students is our priority, Superintendent Greg Little said in a statement. It is unacceptable for a staff member to potentially threaten the well-being of a child. So he's obviously a pompous ass because we don't kill anybody. We will continue to work to ensure all of our children have a safe environment to learn and grow. Miss Weeze turned herself in and was being held at Lexington County Detention Center. So this bitch is stupid and didn't have an attorney because they had no proof.
Her name's Miss Weeze instead of Miss Weed.
Yeah, she's Miss Weed. But they had zero proof. She just went in there and was like, "Yeah, I did it."
Well, I want to know why would you bring that to school with you? Why?
Because she had too many of them the night before.
Keep the shit at home. Bronson says, what happened to the teachers that look like Rambo? I had no finance teachers when I was at school. Yes. All my teachers had like moles and warts growing on their face and stuff.
Except for that one English teacher.
I did have an English teacher that used to wear really tight pants. That was a camel toe. And I was in junior high, and I didn't learn shit in English. Yeah, it was a moose knuckle. I just stared at it the whole time. I couldn't tell you that. That's why I can't. My English is so bad today. Thomas says that is when she needs a break from the kids. Yes, here, everybody gets a little gummy. Gets a Flintstone vitamin. It's delicious.
I'd love it if a teacher did that shit to my kid. Kid come home and take an 8-hour nap.
Yeah, right. Or eat all your food.
Yeah, that's true. At least they'd eat it all. They wouldn't go, nah, I only want half my pizza tonight.
This next one is a piss me off story. I actually have we're not going to have to read anything on it, but this story pisses me off. And
I salute him for doing what he did.
It makes me angry. Who, the teacher?
Oh, no, the state trooper. That's what's next.
No, that's not what's next.
What the fuck do you have?
The next one we have, if y'all haven't heard about it, it's been on the national news and stuff. Let's go to the video. Let's play it up. Here we go.
For Darby's top cop with those words after a woman was raped on a SEPTA train with other riders present. SEPTA wants everyone to be angry and to be part of the solution. Eyewitness News reporter Alicia Roberts is near the Broad Street line tonight with the story. Alicia?
Yuki, good evening. That woman is recovering tonight despite what SEPTA officials describe as a horrendous criminal act that occurred right around this time last Wednesday.
There were people witnessing the act with phones in their hands.
SEPTA's chief of police with a disturbing account of what happened as...
I'm going to pause that there for a second, because who the fuck in their right mind
a whole city full of pussies
watches a woman being raped in front of you and you don't step in and do something or even call 911? You're going to pull your phone out to videotape it.
Yeah, the world is becoming more and more grotesque as the days go by.
The problem is everybody's worried about how many clicks and if they can go viral or something. This woman is being, like, physically raped. I understand at one point that when the cops got there, she was actually unconscious. But this was on a train, a fully loaded train in the middle of the day.
A woman was raped by a stranger on board an L train in Upper Darby last Wednesday night. Investigators say other riders did not help.
People were holding their phone up in the direction of this woman being attacked.
He also says no one called Philadelphia's 911 and that it was...
No one called the cops. And they're going to be... See, I think them motherfuckers... I wish
lascivious activity.
I wish there was some kind of law that they could be charged.
There is.
They need to be charged. Everyone in ambassadors need to be charged.
Because you can't record pornography in a public environment. I would charge them all for the same lewd and lascivious act. They'd all be sex offenders.
I mean, it's just...
Who alerted police something wasn't right.
When the doors opened, an officer entered and saw what he believed was a criminal act occurring, ripped that man off of her.
35-year-old Fiston Nagor.
I mean, that transit cop walked in and caught him in the act. This piece of shit that's up here right now. This fucking piece of shit. No, and they used the word allegedly when he got caught in the act of doing it.
He'd allegedly caught my size 10 or 12 upside his head.
God.
Yeah.
Has been charged with rape. Now SEPTA leaders are urging all riders not to hesitate to report suspicious activity, either by calling 911 or pressing the emergency button inside all trains.
And it automatically lights up and it contacts the operator of the train.
Some SEPTA riders were familiar with the feature.
A little kid hit one once, so I remember an operator called the train to see if everything was okay.
Others telling us they're often hesitant to get involved.
I've seen people fight when we would get off the train, and I just walked away.
While SEPTA says they've...
You don't have to be a hero to pick your phone up and dial 911 and say, hey, this is going on over there. You don't have to physically get involved. Yeah. Oh, I just walked away. I didn't want to know.
This shit wouldn't fly in the South. I swear to God. You ever seen that movie, Throw Mama from the Train? That motherfucker would have been laying across some tracks out the back end of that train. I'm telling you.
I don't know if they're going to mention the last part on it, but if not, I'll tell you something else about that.
Riders will also
even makes it worse.
Speak up in the name of safety.
Be angry, be disgusted, be resolute about making the system safe by...
I'm not joking because this is a bad story, but I would be angry if I had to wear that fucking hat in my uniform right there. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. It's just an observation, but if I'm so glad it's not part of my uniform.
Yeah, it looks like our duty caps, except for it got wet.
It's bad. I mean, I'm sorry. Chief changed the uniform.
Contacting us.
Bad.
And SEPTA is also encouraging everyone
That
to
this
download
other
their
part is
Transit
not
Watch app. You
on
can
this story.
anonymously text with a dispatch.
Anonymously text. Anyway, it's fucked up totally that all these people, and nobody was saying
Nothing. Not a fucking thing.
And they didn't say nothing. So, yeah, I had figured
Did you
it.
say it's Philadelphia?
Yeah. Well, the worst part of this, let me pull this part up that wasn't in this news report, and it hadn't been. I don't think it has been as widely on the news as this part of it was, but where is it at? Put it on here. That guy that raped her.
Don't you tell me he's out on fucking bond.
No, it's almost as bad. It's actually, to me, worse. Now I don't think he's out on bond yet, but in the wrong thing. He was here on a student visa that expired like a while back, and guess what? He he was arrested. He was arrested previous to this. Oh, here we go. I found it. Where's it at? Why ain't it pulling up? He was arrested previous for a sex crime. He has another. It says man accused of raping woman on crowded train was released from the immigration detention center previous and never deported.
And see,
Okay.
like I worked for DHS underneath Obama, and that's what he changed it to. Under Bush, it wasn't catch and release. We could catch and kick anybody out. And when it came to Obama changed it to any forcible felony. So he should. I mean, I don't know if what Biden's. I guess it's
guess when his visa was done. When he was done.
January 1st.
Oh no! When it expired? Nope. 2000. It says records show he racked up multiple arrests. 2015, he lost his student visa
Under Obama.
Okay. He said he racked up multiple arrests. He has two misdemeanor convictions, one for a controlled dangerous substance, and another one for sexual abuse. He pled guilty in 2017 in Washington, D.C. to the sexual abuse misdemeanor and was sentenced to 120 days in prison and 9 months probation. He was put in the immigration detention center in 2018. However, he was never deported because he received a withholding of removal from an immigration judge in 2019 after the Board of Immigration Appeals found that his misdemeanor sex offense was not a serious crime. Well, whoever the immigration judge and all these other motherfuckers are, why don't you go ask that lady how serious of a crime you think it is now that she got raped on a train with a bunch of piece of shit people watching that wouldn't stand up and intervene.
I guarantee you that video is somewhere on the internet for sale.
Oh, I'm telling you that right there. I guarantee if that, you know what, if that was one of their wives, moms, grandmas, how about their daughter? How about that's your daughter being raped and if somebody just stood around and gonna film it with their damn phones? You got to be a sorry piece of shit not to step in.
Well, they are in Philadelphia.
A sorry piece of shit not to step in
them.
and go in and do something about that. That shit just pisses me the hell off really bad. That's pathetic. It's pathetic. People need to just, I don't know, step up. Step up. What happened to people stepping up?
They all got sued.
Yeah. I guess I'd rather be sued. I'd I'd rather be.
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather be shanked than say I just stood there and didn't intervene and help that person. You know.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it, not to get briefly off the subject, but down here in Florida, say you have essentially a gang beating. You got. I wish people would stop sending messages to my personal Facebook. It's making noise. Anyway, if you're a teacher and there's 5 kids beating the shit out of one little innocent nerd kid, and they're just stomping him into the dirt, that teacher faces being terminated and arrested if they break up that fight. Me personally, arrest my ass because I'm beating the shit out of 5 little kids. Okay?
Yeah, it's
like, that
ridiculous.
ain't going to happen. I'll take the loss. Fire me.
Bronson says he has a story similar to that. Well, Bronson, you might have to phone in one night or something and tell us that story.
He'll join us next Wednesday.
Let's see.
Sunday.
Sunday's going to be, I'm working on some guest stuff. We'll see. We may have called in, I do have a good story, some shit that happened recently. I gave this subject the nickname of Sergeant Poppycock, and I'm going to be talking about Sergeant Poppycock Sunday, regardless of the fact if he comes on or not. But I told him if he would like to phone in and defend himself, he's more than welcome. But y'all need to come back and listen to how I gave this sergeant his nickname just a few days ago to Sergeant Poppycock, because it's a good fucking story. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up at all. So you got to come back. You got to listen Sunday. You got to go listen Sundays. I don't do live shows on Sundays. That's pre-recorded. So you're going to have to go listen on the podcast platform, Sergeant Poppycock. This next one here is that Washington State Trooper. I don't know if we're going to get into it. They, Washington, I think, was at Portland, Seattle.
Oh, shit. We're actually going back to reading stories?
No, I not really. I have videos. In Seattle, Washington, Portland, Oregon, I believe, California, and Los Angeles, which I'm quite impressed with the sheriff out there. I was surprised when I saw this. I was very, very surprised. And New York and all that stuff, they are like really forcing mandates, these vaccine mandates on these law enforcement people. And
emergency first responders and dispatchers and
all of them, fire department. And they're losing cops and shit left and right. So we're going to start on that. First of all, this Washington State Trooper did his last call. I believe he had like 25 or 27 years. He decided to retire.
And he earned my respect.
Because he said he's not getting the ouchie Fauci. And so he is gave his last call. So I did. Let's listen to it. It's short.
This is my final sign off. After 22 years of serving the citizens of the state of Washington, being asked to leave because I am dirty. Numerous fatalities, injuries. I've worked sick. I've played sick. We buried lots of friends over these years. I'd like to thank you guys. I'd like to thank the citizens of Yakima County, as well as my fellow officers within the valley. Without you guys, I wouldn't have been very successful, and you've kept me safe and got me home to my family every night. Thank you for that. Wish I could say more, but this is it. So, State 1034, this is the last time you'll hear me in a state patrol car. And Jay Inslee can kiss my ass.
Fuck the governor.
Mic drop.
Thank you for your 22 years and 5 months of service to the citizens of Washington State. You've taken on many roles in your time with the patrol. In your first year, you delivered a baby while on patrol in Bremerton. You've been a DRE instructor, certified technical specialist, and reconstructionist, peer support member, part of the chaplaincy board, and a CVD trooper. You've been a great role model and mentor for all young troopers serving in the area by sharing your knowledge and experience throughout the years. Thank you for your service. 1906.
Anyway, he mic dropped. Told the governor to kiss his ass on his police radio. They're losing a veteran cop there.
A lot of them.
That done it, and they're already complaining. You think all these states that are woke like they are, that were calling for defund the police, they ain't have to defund them. The police are quitting. because
it's about time. I mean,
trying to
it's
force them to
terrible
get
that they're going to lose it.
Getting the ouchie Fauci. All right, the next one, I'm just going to play the video. There's two, but I'm going to play the first one for sure. I'm not sure about the last one, but here we go. This is about all the cops from all over the place. So I don't think it's that long, a couple minutes, but we'll stop in between. We can comment.
Departments nationwide, a crush of vaccine mandates are a flashpoint for officers faced with rolling up their sleeves or losing their jobs. Seattle's police force planning for an October 18th deadline with hundreds still unvaccinated.
Please look yourself in the mirror and ask, are you doing the right thing by removing people who are willing to continue to serve this community?
The backup plan for Seattle PD if they lose significant staffing is to use all on-duty sworn personnel, from detectives to training employees, on foot patrol, responding to 911 calls if needed. And it's not just police unions bristling. In Los Angeles, the sheriff is outright rejecting a county order to vaccinate his force. The deadline was October 1st.
Issues become so politicized, there are entire groups of employees that are willing to be fired and laid off rather than get vaccinated.
Other high-profile conflicts include Tucson, Arizona, where the city now faces a lawsuit from the police union.
We have the legal duty and the legal obligation to provide and maintain.
Hey, for the sheriff of the county up there in California,
absolutely,
which I was shocked because it was in California, and he's like, no.
Not only that, all these boys and girls giving up their, some of them are giving up their pension.
Well, I think it's in
that's hard.
Chicago's when they said if they refuse to get it, they're going to take their pensions, which to me that should be illegal. That's something they earned and probably put their own money into.
They can't do it.
So you're stealing these people's money that they put their own money into?
A safe and healthy workplace for its employees.
And New York City, as Mayor Bill de Blasio eyes a mandate for police and...
Because that's a fucking piece of shit right there. Bill de Blasio. He's a joke.
Other agencies, despite strong opposition from the union.
The broad point, the courts have said it is our right as employers to do this in the context of a global pandemic.
The urgency comes as more men and women in blue are dying from COVID. Recent funerals in Florida and Alabama highlighting a staggering trend. According to the Fraternal Order of Police, more than 700 officers have died from COVID-19 since the start of the pandemic, making it not only a public health crisis, but a public safety crisis too.
All right, true. That part, a lot of law enforcement people have died from COVID. A lot of everybody, a lot of people's died from COVID. Got a lot of people die from drinking and driving and cirrhosis of the liver from being alcohol. So you're going to go back to prohibition and ban all alcohol? How about we just ban all tobacco products? People get cancer. I know what we need to do. What's up, Roy? I know that we need to, because, hey, I got to say nothing. I'm a fat guy, okay? I'm working on losing some weight now. Trust me, I'm hungry as a motherfucker. And when I get off of here, I've got broccoli and fucking steamed chicken to eat, okay? Today for lunch and breakfast, I had a total of 4 eggs and some fucking turkey and shit, okay? And some grapes. Fat boy hungry. So, but I'm trying to do something about it, all right? All right, I'm trying to do something about it. I want to get healthier. I used to be way healthier. I would like to get back there. But my point is, like I was saying, I have a novel idea. We should, the government, since they want us to get the ouchie Fauci and tell us what to put in our body to help, keep us safe, there's a national epidemic of obesity. So all McDonald's, Burger Kings, and all fast food restaurants ought to be shut down completely and out of business because they help make people fat.
You watch your damn mouth. I got to have them at McDonald's.
I'm just saying. Does it not make people fat?
Well, it's true.
Okay.
So does a double, quadruple, triple flopaloni at what the hell they call it, the coffee place where they jack it up with pure sugar.
Well, I'm just saying though. Oh, look, let's all soft drinks with sugar. You can only diet soft drinks now. I mean, there's so much.
Alcohol.
There's so much stuff out there that's bad for people, that kills people and causes this and causes that. You ain't banning that shit. You're not banning it. So
don't give them no ideas.
So shut the fuck up. people are going to do what they want to do with their own bodies, and for some reason, y'all want to force this one vaccine. If somebody wants to take it, go take it. Not against it. Not saying. I don't think you should force people to put something in their body they don't want to. Where's all the people that scream, "My body, my choice," when it comes to killing babies in your womb? Oh, that's okay. It's okay to kill a little baby that's inside the stomach because it's my body. It's my body, so I can kill a baby. But no,
the baby can't fight for itself.
But I don't have a choice when you want to stick a needle in my arm. I know people that's got it. I'm not saying I'll never get it. I'm just not getting it right now. I just want to see what's going to happen to everybody else first. But what you said, we need to start off by defunding the media. There's no media no more. There's no media no more. It's all just opinion stuff anymore. They don't report stuff. They just give you, just like I'm giving out my opinion. I'm not the media. I guess I'm the media now.
Yeah, we're the media.
Break up Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter sounds crazy, but forced jabs are totally okay. I don't think anybody should be able to be forced to put anything in their body they don't want to.
No.
I mean, pretty soon. I mean, what's they going to next mandate? It's going to be mandated butt plugs for anyone. If you don't get a butt plug, you're going to lose your job. Who wants a butt plug?
I do.
Well, we know.
I could 3D print you one.
I know you already. You have a subscription to Butt Plug Monthly, where they send a different one.
No, I designed them for them.
But no, my point is don't try to make people. Roy, I know you look at my hands, Roy. You don't get turned on too much. Look, my hand. I know you like it. Alex says Holstera loves them. Yeah, but my thing is don't try to force people. I mean, like I said, if people want to get it, let them get it. Because you know what? This. Think about this, and I'm not a smart man, but if you stop forcing people, trying to make people do stuff, it's a good chance you'll get more people to take the vaccine. You start telling people what to do and what they're gonna put in their body, and people don't like being told what to do.
Americans do not like
being told what to do. You know what? Shut the fuck up, and I guarantee you, people will start getting it more. But the more you try to make people get shit, the more they're gonna fight against you.
You walk up to most people in the South and say, "You're gonna do this." By instinct, our natural instinct is to say, "Fuck you, no, I'm not." No matter what it is.
Well, it says, "Why am I showing my hands if I don't want them turned on?" Oh, my hands turned Roy on. He's probably masturbating right now.
Sausage fingers. He's like, who needs a butt plug when you got friends like Iceman?
Yeah, that's right. Give him a 2-finger. But like I said, I'm not an anti-vaxxer at all. I'm an anti-mandate person.
I'm an anti-give a shit. Like I don't care what you do with your body.
Exactly. I don't care what you do. And they're saying, "Oh, well, we want to protect you. Protect you." Well, you know what? If you have the vaccine and I don't, you're protected. Why should you care? Why should you care if I have it or not?
Have you seen the new outrage with the super vaxxers?
No.
Yeah, they're calling this symbol right here when they do this. That's their gang sign, and now they're all part of it. So you got all three shots. So your 2 shots plus your booster, and you still wear your mask everywhere you go. You're part of the same gang. And I'm like, that sounds pretty fucking lame to me.
Well, you don't have to throw a Generation X from WWF wrestling that they stole that shit from, because we already know who you are. Because
that's this. So you can say suck it.
But I can see you driving around in your car with your mask on by yourself. I already know
riding
who you
your
are.
bicycle with your mask on.
Yeah, right. I saw a guy riding a 4-wheeler on the street by himself with his mask on. I don't know. I'm just saying it's. But whatever. I believe in freedom and free choice and everything else. Just like I said, the abortion people, my body, my choice. You know what? I disagree with it. I think the only time abortion should be legal is if you have been raped.
Yes.
That's the only time. Or
if it affects if you could die during
this woman if this baby's going to kill her, she's not able to. That's the only 2 ways she should have an abortion. Other than that, guess what? If you don't want the baby, you should use protection because you know how it happens, right? So have the kid. If you don't want it, put it up for adoption. There's a lot of people out there that cannot have children that would gladly
and they'd be more than happy to take it.
Take your children and raise it up to be a nice person. Probably better than your stupid ass would because you got a kid and now you wouldn't get up for adoption because you just didn't want it because you don't want the aggravation. Right. So, but anyway, that's my thing, and I think it's just bullshit. We got time. I can play some of the other one, this other video. It's on the same.
Yeah, because I want to touch on the one story that we discussed.
Police force in the nation in a standoff with the mayor over the city's vaccine mandate. Only about 65% of the police force has complied with the order requiring officers to submit their vaccination status, whether they've done it or not. Now those officers who
they're trying to make it sound like, like we talked about before we went live, 65% sounds like a whole lot, but when you think about how many of them haven't.
Right.
And some of that part that's in this part that hasn't complied with the city's, they might have just not reported. They might have the vaccine and just not reported it because.
Yep, there's a lot of those that said it's bullshit.
It ain't none of their fucking business.
Right.
who are refusing to comply could face suspension or even termination. ABC's Alex Perez joining us now from Chicago with more. So, Alex, how is the department, ironically, as we're hearing sirens behind you, handling the officers who are refusing to comply?
Well, Kara, the department issued a memo that said, basically, if you do not comply, these officers do not comply, they could risk losing their jobs. Now, this standoff has been brewing and bubbling for several weeks now, and there really seems to be no...
Sounds like you need some gas sex. It's been brewing and bubbling up.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't like this guy as much as I like the one that Lightfoot did, old Beetlejuice. She came straight across because, we all know she hates law enforcement.
No, she hates
So she came straight across the board and said, if you don't get it, you're insubordinate. We want you fired.
Yep. Well, because the city's already so safe, all right? Right? Yeah, right. It's just so safe in Chicago. Right, Aaron? Leave your windows and doors unlocked at night.
And see, that's what they were in. Just to go briefly over another story, I already canceled out of it, so I wasn't even worried about it. But 65% of the officers are good. They're going to keep their jobs. So that leaves 45% of the officers. Now, the union FOP rep, the president of the FOP there in Chicago, District 7, he's actually been slapped with a lawsuit by Lightfoot, and he's not allowed to talk until Monday. Monday will be the second hearing on whether or not he can actually tell the officers whether or not to take the vaccine. A, that's bullshit. B,
what happened to freedom of speech?
Right. Well, here we are moving on to our other number. They said 65%. Okay, they have approximately 12,800 police officers inside of the shitty of Chicago. Anyway, that was a good slip either way. So by their math, 45% of those officers, which is approximately 45 to 5,000 officers, have not reported. The FOP president up there has already stated that he has spoke with multiple officers at the union because now they're all starting to show up because this is a major issue. Trust me, if you ever need your union rep, they'll be there for you. And they have stated that out of that 45%, 35% of those men and women already have over 25 years on with Chicago PD. They could retire tomorrow and be full pension riders. So say goodbye to at least 35% if they continue with this. And if they get the full 45%, you're going to drop Chicago Police Department in half overnight. And I'm telling you, if you live in Chicago, fucking run. Sell your house now because this ain't going to get no better. It's going to get a lot worse.
Aaron, you can buy a house cheap here in Louisiana and stuff.
Right.
And you're a chef. You can get a job around here. If you're a good chef, you can definitely get it. Old Beetlejuice would love for all the cops to be gone, then things would be paradise because leaders are the problem. Yes, the cops are the problem. Well, the problem is bad leadership. And guess what, Beetlejuice? You're in charge.
Right.
Chicago's gun violence is crazy. New York, Like I said, now you can just shoot dope up like it's nothing now. Chicago, you can't even chase anybody in Chicago without calling your supervisor and get permission first. So they ain't gonna chase anybody. It's just plumb ridiculous. Was it in California? Something we just read they shutting down all the Walgreens. All these big cities and CVS's because they're getting robbed blind, and they got the cops hands tied. Where was that? You said was that in Seattle or Portland, Holster? That you said that the cops are hanging.
That was the last story I wanted to do.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. We'll jump on the last bandwagon here. If I can get away from these commercials, Vistaprint, get off my shit.
Well, Vistaprint is a good place. The people that's got stickers from me, that's where I get my stickers from, is Vistaprint.
Well, no, me too, but that don't mean I need an entire screen to pop up. All right, Seattle police display "Don't Tread on Me" Gadsden flags in protest over today's vaccine mandate deadline. Officials fear 300 officers could exit and make defund exodus look like child's play. In other words, I was looking up their numbers. They don't have that many officers already. And yeah, they only have 1,300 officers. And that was the end of 2019. So God only knows what their numbers are now. I'm sure dwindling. Regardless, some Seattle police officers are hanging "Don't Tread on Me" flags from their cruisers to protest a citywide vaccine mandate that takes effect midnight Monday. Seattle ordinance, which aligns with county and statewide mandates also taking effect October 18th, requires all city employees to show proof of inoculations to risk losing their job. Now, that is not only law enforcement, that is firemen, EMS, that's nurses, that's everybody. You jump on board or get shit canned. Seattle is going to fall apart even worse. So as of Monday, just 24 or 20 or okay, as of Monday, just 24 or 2% of Seattle's police department officers had not shown proof of inoculation, the city spokesperson says. Meanwhile, Seattle spokesperson Sergeant Randy said officers who don't turn in their vaccination verification paperwork by midnight October 18th will likely be terminated. By tomorrow, we'll know our numbers and how many officers have opted to forego the vaccine. The Seattle Police Department Guild is still in negotiations with the city over accommodations for those opposed to the vaccine. So I'm assuming this police guild is similar to my FOP. So, but yeah, and there's multiple pictures. I know that Iceman didn't post them up, but all over the city, you've got these officers putting these "Don't Tread on Me" flags.
I ran out of time. I had a lot of shit I was doing. Aaron says he saw pictures of the flags on the SUVs. The PNW is going to be on fire again. Yeah.
See if it'll show. Can you see it?
No, I can't.
Okay.
Anyway, Portland, Seattle, all these places, they already having major issues because cops are already quitting. Now it's just going to be worse. So,
yeah.
Hey, it's going to be fun.
They didn't want cops. Now they're going to learn what it's like to not have cops.
You're not going to have no cops.
And if you end up if you have to roll in the nasty guard and they have to be the police officers, let me tell you, you're not going to like it when the military becomes cops.
No, because they don't know how to be cops. They're not trained law enforcement. They're trained just
to shoot your ass,
shoot people. They don't know the law. They don't know how. They don't know what the First Amendment right. You think they over there in Afghanistan telling some I almost said something.
Yep, exactly.
PC.
I seen it.
I saw that.
People that they got the right to remain silent.
You think they tell the people with towels on their heads to freeze and put their hands up? No, they just pull the trigger. So, but that's what you want, and it's gonna be fucking fantastic. It's gonna be great.
You're gonna be crying for these cops back. Bring the evil cops back, just like they did with.
Nope, you're gonna call the cops. Call them, help.
That's about right.
The number you have reached, 911, has been changed to a non-published number. No further information is available about 911.
That's what the fuck y'all gonna get over there.
Yep.
Sorry.
Either that or Precious is gonna pick up the phone and hang that shit up on you.
Precious gonna answer the phone. 911. How may I help you? Yeah, they shooting at me. They shooting at me. Well, you better duck, bitch. Run. Click.
Oh, we got to check back sometime before next Wednesday. We got to check back in on Houston and see what their crime stats are looking like.
Oh, since the chief was gone?
No. Since they decided not to answer 911 calls no more.
That's right.
Austin? It's Austin.
Alex says there's very few law enforcement in the National Guard. Most are active duty. Aaron says a bunch of 19-year-olds jumped up on rippets. Or I don't understand that one. I'm missing something. Jumped up on rip. It's an armed. You confusing me, Aaron. I'm confused. I'm
old.
I
Chicago
don't
talk.
know. You gotta speak country for me, son. It's a cheap ass energy drink. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, I know what the ripped energy drinks are. It tastes like shit. I like the white monsters. They're delicious. I have my salty watermelon whiskey in my Motorcop Chronicles cup right here that Pam made. Yeah. If you would like to buy or purchase a Motorcop Chronicles cup with your name on it, just smile, the Iceman can be behind you, and it glows blue, not bright, but it glows blue after it's been charged up. You can go to Perfectly Dysfunctional Designs on Facebook and order one.
It charges with a USB.
USB. She's actually got you. She actually has you and Melissa's painted and getting stickers and stuff put on them. Yes, both of y'all. And
holy shit!
And y'all shirts are done except for the back. Y'all getting some shirts. I know you just put in Roy. I will say Roy is one of Bam's biggest customers. She says he is one thirsty person because he done bought a lot of cups from her. He even bought one of the bullets and everything. But Roy is very thirsty, but he is a very good customer. Oh, Roy, Holstera's wife don't eat fish, and I was trying to explain to her how delicious my fried fish is, which when you came down that time, you really didn't want to eat the fish. You actually brought yourself a steak to cook, and we didn't end up cooking a steak because you ate my fish. So, Roy, you can tell her how my fish is delicious and it is not fishy.
How the hell? Who goes over to somebody's house to go for a meal and brings their own food?
No, I told him I was frying fish, and he said he'd bring a steak, but he thought I do not cook fish with bones in it. All the fish I cook with bone. See, my fish is very good, and my fried corn and my fried Oreos are delicious also.
Yeah, I had to bounce out of watching it live because everybody kept sending me Facebook messages. The shit got annoying. So
anyway, we are at an hour. I said almost a minute and 17. We're at a little over an hour. From my Canadian people, I did read them. They sent us some stories. I will mention the headlines on them because they were good stories, and they were really good stories on some of them. They had a Toronto detective that he's now retired. He stole drugs from active criminal cases and stuff over there in Canada. And so they got to review all kinds of stuff. Now, this dude's been retired for a long time, and since he's been retired a while, and they're just finding out and going after him. So,
but at least he wasn't trying to give it to toddlers in elementary school, like our hot nut story, right?
No, he wasn't doing that. And then they also had they had a former police officer in Canada over there. It's around Quebec, and it says something before it, and I think it's kind of French. I can't pronounce it correctly. Former police officer accused of sharing info with organized crime suspects.
That's a big one.
Yeah. Plus, you can. we have access to a lot of information on people. It's against the law for, let's say, you call me up and say, hey, you run so-and-so, if I do that and then give you info on them and then it gets out that I did that, I can get fired and arrested for that stuff.
Lose access to NCIC.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's kind of a big deal, especially when you, are giving information to the mob. It says 54-year-old retired officer was charged by I can't pronounce this. It's got a little too many hyphens and all kind of stuff on it. And I mean, I have a hard time with English. So, in internal investigation,
damn teacher.
This is from 2016. Okay, his name was not released. But anyway, he's not even a cop anymore, neither. But I guess.
How does that work? He was a former cop, I
don't know. It says retired, whatever officer was arrested for his role in a 2016 investigation. This story was just posted on the 19th, so it's not like it's an old story. It was out of Ottawa, but I want to thank my Canadian people. I know, some of y'all did. There's another story. We might have to do an extra one this week. From a newly, because we didn't have time to do it. We might do a semi-political one. I was trying to stay out of politics. We got this one story, and I sent it to you that is on the political side, but it pisses me off so bad. It needs to be talked about, and I want to talk about it anyway.
See, the Iceman, you see him pulling them reins back? That's because he knows that if Ostera gets fucking loose talking about politics, all bets are off. We're going to have fun.
But this one story it needs to be talked about because it's wrong. It's fucking wrong. I'm going to say this right now. Joe Biden's, fucking Brandon is a fucking complete dumbass moron that's making our whole entire country look stupid, and this story needs to be talked about because it's another thing that he did, and it's just, I don't care if his butt has been wiped, and
my butt's been wiped.
And I don't care that if he's able to control himself because Kamal told him not to come and stuff like that. I don't care, but this one we have to do a little extra short one. Because this one just
have you noticed the fact that they're screaming, let's go Brandon all around the world, like Australia? You got everywhere in Europe, like you got some Asian countries, people are starting to yell, let's go Brandon. I mean, it's that phenomenon has just moved on. Can we just take a moment to appreciate the reporter that worked for NASCAR that made that try to go away? and then it just became another superpower of its own.
Oh, yeah. I did see I ain't gonna do it. We ain't doing politics tonight. We're gonna do a light, and I'm gonna talk to Holster extensively before we do this episode, so we just don't just completely get kicked off of every platform imaginable.
Give me a shot collar.
Mel
can just sit next to me and hit the buzzer.
No, I didn't see that clip, Aaron. But anyway. We could go on talking. So
we usually do.
Yeah. So Chicago and all that stuff. Them guys up there, and I'm gonna give it to them. Even though you big city cops like in Chicago and all these, like, y'all talk shit about us podunk cops down here. Okay, I know y'all fucking do. I'll give y'all. Y'all are well trained. Y'all are well professional people. And y'all have to deal with a lot of different shit than we deal with. But we deal with shit y'all don't have to deal with. But I'm going to give props. Stand strong. I feel sorry for y'all. I really do feel sorry for y'all. Y'all put your lives on the line every day. And y'all are, I know how it feels, and you're unappreciated by the public. You're unappreciated by, I'm lucky where I work at now that the administration actually appreciates us. But I know how it feels to be unappreciated when you're busting your hump out there and doing the best you can, and you just get shit on constantly. So just keep your head up and keep going strong. And
we stand with you.
Yep. Like and subscribe. Like I said, help us with the algorithm. More people I got subscribed and stuff. Bigger we get. Write us a review. If you want to be a guest, hey, I'm always looking for guests. Please. If not, just go get stuck with me telling stories all the time. So,
and one more thing for you northern officers, I'll tell you what, I bet that you can contact most of the southern sheriff's offices and cities and stuff like that, and I bet they would bring you online in a heartbeat. 20 years of experience. I mean, right now we're in the South, we're looking for help left and right. So you can get a good job if you're interested.
oh, and thanks for Glory Mill.
He looks so excited when he's reading. You see that little smile on him? Looks like Ratatouille.
I don't know if this person must be spamming or something. I don't understand what they're trying to type over here. It's off of a YouTube. The vaccine should be tested on politicians first. If they survive, okay, she's not spamming. She's just talking about. I'm not getting into that, Gloria. I appreciate you there, but
we can't because it'll take us down.
I just don't feel like getting kicked off of YouTube at the moment. But I got you. You know, I feel you. Trust me. I could go on for a long time. I appreciate you listening, watching, like and subscribe to us, Gloria. We appreciate it. Look, I ain't gonna drag out anymore. I appreciate everybody watching tonight and listening. Like I said, like and subscribe if you want to be a guest. Hey, hit me up. And remember, watch your back, watch your partner's back. Be safe, and remember to smile, because the Iceman could always be behind you.
Night, everybody.